Welcome, boys and girls, to another edition of This Old Cabin, December 23rd. Yeah, and I didn't get much done yesterday. I did a bunch of cleanup, but today this gets done. All the chinking will get finished today. And we'll see what we can do. Yeah. So, I'm waiting for the sun to come up. Let's see, what do I gotta do? What am I gonna do? Chinking all day. So that means I have to move a bunch of this stuff out of my way. And I'm gonna pull the plastic up as I go. Today's temperature is gonna be about 54 degrees, something like that. And yeah, so we're gonna get the chinking done today. Hopefully after the chinking, because that'll be about 4 buckets of mud, we will be trimming up some of this stuff up here and getting the rest of this stuff under the bed here. So all the chinking is going good. Still a little bit wet, but that's okay. Once this all gets enclosed and I get a fire in here, yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna move this down to here because I'm gonna be bringing in the mud, or the dirt, and making the mud. And I gotta take out that and throw that off to the side over here. Right over here. Now I got my walkway going pretty good. I did that yesterday. I cleaned up all this stuff I picked up. I separated all the foam out, threw it in the trash bag, and got all the rocks out that was sitting here. So I've got a new place to do all my chinking stuff. I went and got another batch of sawdust. Brought it, busted up the wood out back, brought it in here so I can make a fire today. And I'll probably start the fire here in just a little bit, get it going. And while I'm chinking, it should get a lot warmer in here. Start drying this stuff out. I'm kind of glad it's still wet, because the new chinking I'm going to put on will just adhere to that, and we'll just go with it. So anyways, probably no hunting today. We're just going to be chinking my butt off. I'm going to get this done before Christmas. The foam I'm not worried about. I could shoot some foam in here and let it sit, because this is the last day I'm going to be up here until after Christmas. And then I've got like 2 days, and then I've got to do something in Charleston. And then we go into the first of the year. So, yeah, I want to get this all done. So the cabin is all enclosed. After the first of the year, I'm going to make up the stuff for the windows, get all the hinges, the locks, all that stuff. So this one here is going to go, it's going to open up, and I'll just put a little piece of wood right here and make a stick that'll hold it up just over here on this side. The front window is actually going to open this way. So the way that I'll have it is, it should miss this little tree out here, and what I'll do is either hook it or make like a little piece of wood right here that faces this way and put a stick that goes to the top to hold it over there. So we got airflow in here during the summer. So, and we'll have, when it closes, we'll have some locks. It'll have like a little screw thing on here with the lock piece, and I'll set the locking mechanism. Let's see. I'll have to tilt it back. No, I have to tilt it forward, so this will drop in. So yeah, got to figure all this stuff out. Then again, after I get the chinking done, I may foam up the doors, get more of this airflow out of here. Now I'm going to have some airflow because it's going to come around the doors, around the windows. That way it feeds the fire. Last but not least, if I get time to do it, I will be chinking the chimney. That's last. So, but we got a lot of stuff up here. I'm getting pretty close to being out of water I think I'm out of water in one little jug, but the other 3 that I've got up here will do the trick. That other big one right there goes in this one here, because it's clean, and that's what I make the hot water out of, because I don't want any of this soapy kind of water in the coffee pot. So we're going to get this going. It's going to take about 4, maybe 5 buckets of mud. So as soon as the sun comes up, I'm going to be rocking and rolling. This is going to take till 11 o'clock noonish. And I've got, because of some of the wide gaps over here, the real wide gaps, I got to make that mud super thick, thicker than what I was doing with the walls. And so that way it will be like a really hard softball, and you just push it in and it'll stay. And then you just go up on you stick it to the upper log, and then you stick it to the bottom log after you get it all pushed in, and that way it'll stay. So, and then if I get a wild hair up my butt, I've got my little paint scraper right here. And what you can do with this is you can kind of take this bottom stuff and kind of smooth it out, right? Just kind of do like that, smooth it out on the sides. All this extra you can just knock off, but you smooth out your chinking. That way it looks okay, and it's not so like got stuff on there. If it stays wet enough over Christmas and into New Year's, which I'm kind of hoping it does, I can go through here and do all this. Now, whenever it dries out, I've got a little brush that I'll come in here and I'll brush these logs down. So, yeah, like I said, if I get a wild hair up my butt, I can do this in the next few days. As long as I get the chinking done. See how that kind of smooths it out? Now, some of them got rocks in there, but they'll eventually fall out. But start pulling a lot of this mud off these logs, and then it'll look more professional. So just like so. And then if I see any holes, I can identify the holes and make up another bucket of mud later. Smooth it all out and all this extra stuff. I can kind of pull it off with this, right? But yeah, I'll go around and do all of this stuff. So, yeah, it'll look more professional and not so much it's not like spackle. And then for those places that already dried up, such as these, I'm actually going to put a little bit more later on, and I'll do the same. I'll do the same over here. For the chimney, I'll put a little bit more on and then go up and smooth it all out so it looks better instead of the spackle look. So yeah, we'll get it looking kind of like that. And yeah, all the extra stuff after I get it all knocked off, I'll have, like, I've got little piles that go along the wall. There'll be a bunch over here. There's a bunch over in front of the door. I'll use that paint scraper, pull all that up, put it in my milk crate, and dump it over here. It's just dirt. It'll turn back into dirt. It's mud, but it'll turn back into dirt. And then after Christmas, or after the New Year's, whenever I get back up here, I'll do these two bottom logs here. Those don't make a difference because there's dirt out here, but I just want to do them just for the look. But yeah, we're gonna get all this going so it looks kind of professional, and then if you touch it, it's not gonna be so you won't have a lot of it fall off. Of course, when it gets drying out, I'll bring the brush up here and brush it off, and it'll really smooth this stuff out. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I know it's not gonna dry out in the next few days, because a while back I was doing this, and this is getting kind of hard. So I'll just put a little bit of chinking on here and do exactly what I'm doing over here. I'll just chink this back up, and any place that is pretty much dry, I'll just put a little chinking up here after the first of the year, and then we'll do the scrape in a day or so. It won't take me long. I'm just concentrating on getting the chinking on, and I'm going to start on probably this end right here and go. Now there's some wide gaps back down in here. That's going to take a lot of mud, so this is probably going to be pretty much a bucket of mud. I might get over into here somewhere, and so I'm looking at least 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets of mud today. So, and it's kind of warm now, so we're doing okay. Just waiting for the sun to come up. That'll be in about 15-20 minutes. Hopefully there's nothing outside this door. Starting to get light out. Starting anyways. But I'm not going to be quiet today. I'm going to be kind of rowdy in here. We'll get it going. So, yeah, that's what I got going. I'm just going to spend the day up here. I'm going to spend a lot of the day up here. And this making it smooth and stuff, I really need to hit it good around the bed. Because when you put the bed in, you don't want the chinking falling down on you. So I'll clean that all up really good above the bed. And hell, I might even shoot some foam today. Who knows? So anyways, all my tools and stuff. So, getting close to the end of the year, kids. 2 more days till Christmas. You get to see the fat man. You get to see me, the fat man. I'm not too fat. But where we're going, we're getting her done. So, in the meantime, I'm going to let y'all go. Okay? See ya.